Action.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful, thriving forest. In this forest, animals foraged, creeks babbled, and time seemed to be endless. This is a story of deforestation, destruction. Destruction of resources, of homes, of life. Hi, I'm Sandy. Sandy the squirrel. I live in the forest, and I make my home in the trees. There's been strange things happening lately. While out searching for food, I saw these huge creatures walking on 2 feet with strange thin brown boards in one of their hands with white sheets on them, which for some reason they were stabbing it with a small yellow wooden stick. They were pointing around at trees and ground and were making weird noises. I think it was their way of communicating. Strange creatures they are. I saw them too. The next week was worse. The next week, as I was lying upon some rocks, I awoke with a start. The ground was rumbling, and a distant noise pierced the cool air of morn. I perched my neck up to see the strange disturbance. Nothing was in sight. It was the most unnerving. I could hear it but not see it, at least not yet. Well, you were lucky. I awoke from my slumber to these series of squeals, then creaking, then a boom as if a collision had just happened. I stepped out of my home to see quite a change of scenery. Gone! They were leveled. Trees sprawl across the forest. No. A screeching noise snapped me back to the present, then suddenly my tree began to shake vigorously. I searched for the source of this treachery, to find it was at the base of my tree. The mean yellow monster backed away. I breathed a sigh of relief, but this monster was tricky, for he then charged forward with great force, tearing down my tree. I did only what I knew to do. I ran. Over the next couple of weeks, the wretched monster continued their plague of destruction. All of our precious forest, our home, was leveled into dirt. All of us animals had to run. We had to find new places to live because they were building something up. Day by day, more and more structures were being built until it was like some complicated maze. There were various signs, and the smell of foreign food began to fill the air all the time. I went to see sometimes, but I got scared and ran back to what was left of our forest. We animals were crammed in the remains of our forest, and most either died or had to leave, for there was not enough food and living space to go around. Well, at least the pond was still here. But the pond isn't always bluer on the other side. They left the pond, but the pond I evolved. But it wasn't the pond I evolved in. Due to all the ruckus, my home began to change color, and strange objects appeared in the water. The strange creature came by my pond and threw stuff in the water. I tried to stay as far away as possible, but even the air became less pleasant. My family dwindled from hundreds to handfuls. I was lucky enough to survive. My pond is in shadows behind the tall buildings and encompassed with strange noise that are uncommon to us animals. These loud noises scared me often. One time I was so scared by the long, loud honking sound that I slithered onto this new black rough surface. It was warm from the sun, so I rested. As I began to close my eyes, a big shiny object on 4 circular things came speeding towards me. Oh, crap! I had no idea what it could be, and it intrigued me. It kept coming, then before I knew it, it ran across the end of my tail. I was excruciating pain, so I ran. My life has never been the same after that. None of our lives have been the same after that. After those monsters came and tore away our homes and our happiness for their own joy. Those weird structures symbolize destruction, chaos, and death to us animals. Those creatures enjoy what they have built and bustle around them in their busy existence very often. We are left to squander in the pity land they have left for us. No, things will never be the same. The end.